The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome to 621 of the Whiskey Brothers podcast. That's an episode number. That's what that is. We are your Whiskey Brothers. Let's dig right in, shall we? We have got whiskey shots that I did a podcast recently. I did the Old Man Wade podcast with Old Man Wade himself, Mark. So Mark kicked some coin our way for a bottle. He's been a listener since almost day one. And I asked him what we should get, and he said George Dickel. So I went and I went up a little bit. We went with the Dickel 8. And Are you?
No, I saw something. I thought one of my hairs was growing long.
Rob,
like that fucking,
the web technology
did I miss
is
one fucking hair?
throwing you off. Wade,
I was MASH.
for the contribution. We have got a lot of other bottles to get to. We certainly will. There is a bottle, guys, we're going to have to at some point. There's a bottle of Dickel White Lightning that I've got to go pick up.
Shit.
I know. Warren Sigwald, one of the longest time contributing bottle donators, said we got to get a bottle of Dickel White Lightning. So we're back to the moonshine coming up
That
soon.
sounds fine to me.
I got to make a trip, but I did find the this Dickel. So cheers to
Cool.
you guys.
Dickel.
Trey, you came in hot tonight.
damn.
You were stomping down the sidewalk.
Yeah. Why in the fuck is third-degree murder illegal? Look, I'm going to read you this goddamn definition. This shit going to trip y'all out. This shit shouldn't be illegal.
Okay.
This shit
I'm
should
excited
not-
because I have never thought about the differences.
I just assume murder.
I always
So-
assume there's purposeful, accidental, and then a third option.
Yeah. So wait, which third degree is worse than first? Right?
It's voluntary manslaughter.
Okay.
Sometimes called a crime of passion murder is in any intentional killing that involves, no prior intent to kill and which was committed under such circumstances that would cause a reasonable person to become emotional or mentally disturbed. Now, all I know is this. When you in court and your lawyer is defending for you, all he has to do is prove reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Motherfucking reasonable is in the definition. This should not even be a
You could
case.
just use love at first sight. For total strangers. Obviously, he saw her across the room at the bar, fell in love immediately, realized it would never work out, and did the only logical thing that he could do. I rest my case.
Yeah, that should not be a fucking crime.
It's weird that there is a totally different crime for girlfriend murder.
Yeah.
They're like, whoa, she's not a murderer.
It's named.
She killed her boyfriend.
Yeah. little known fact. It's named after the argument that started it, which goes third of all.
Yeah. You always know it's bullshit because it got all. I don't know. This might not be the same thing. But what's the degrees of burns? Like, what's the worst burn you can get?
First,
So it's basically-
third degree is worse
Yeah.
in burns, but in killing motherfuckers, first degree is worse.
And
They
then,
go opposite ways.
there's 6 degrees of Kevin
Separation?
Bacon. Yeah.
I've heard of that. What is that from?
That
Can
means
you be
that
a second-degree arsonist,
You can, I think so. Yeah.
depending on how hot it is?
Or
That's fucking hilarious.
or how much
could be
you,
lit. Or
how
lit.
much you use.
Don't try to be relevant.
Hey, I'll hang up and listen.
Say you're sorry AF right now.
Stay in your lane, old man, which happens to be the
Slay.
one on the right.
There should be a lot of degrees in all crimes.
What?
I think all
there
crimes should
There
have
are. There's burglary, and then there's.
Well, you don't want to start inflating crimes.
Hell yeah.
Because then people start getting arrested for like first-degree murder, and that's just like giving someone a shitty look.
Right? What? Yeah.
Once real murder becomes the 80th degree of murder.
Yeah. Well, I want to be in for third degree litter, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like that's the difference between throwing a wrapper out of your window
And then a bag of trash.
or rolling a dump truck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, third degree should be super legal.
What would you? How would
super
you?
legal.
How
Yeah.
would you break up all these other crimes though?
What
Like-
do you mean,
Like what are the? There's all kinds of like little infractions that can't all have varying degrees of
Well,
seriousness
like
to
there's
them.
burglary and there's armed robbery. Those are two different things.
Right, like there's assault and there's battery.
what
Those
the
are,
fuck is the difference? You took some shit.
One of them's sexy and has a soundtrack. Usually done in tighter clothing, whereas armed robbery is much looser clothing. And now I'm going to be racist.
I have to stop it here. Fucking no, I don't. I just don't.
I always wondered if you could, like, you know those people, especially in Texas, you see signs like on doormats or they hang it up at their house that says like, "We don't dial 911.
We
Yes.
shoot
Whatever."
motherfuckers. Yeah.
You rob that motherfucker, he like go in there, and then he calls the cops. You could be like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
he promised this was a gentleman's robbery."
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you jack the truck with the "come and take it" sticker on it.
Just false. You're getting
Yeah.
sued for false advertising.
Yeah, that's on you.
Right?
So you could break into their house, sue them for false advertising, and get all their shit plus all their shit.
Mexico's secret plan is they can still come take Texas if they want it.
It's in the Constitution.
Yeah, right.
of
Yeah, how many
Mexico, I think.
signs? That's like signing a petition, basically.
That'd be dope. You get cheap dental work.
I, for one, welcome our Mexican conquerors.
Yeah, I
Well, I
appreciate that.
feel like we would gentrify Mexico, then their prices would go up too. It'd
Yeah.
be bad for everybody.
Oh man, damn! You think shit through?
Not really.
Yeah, thinking it through enough to convince you he's thought something through is not.
Yeah, that's the reason we don't want Mexico taking it.
Don't we
The
pretty-
gentrification.
don't we
Look, if
pretty
Mexico takes over, I'm gonna be a fucking scientist like that. Just be like, look, guys, I speak the language. Yo,
yeah, that's
tango carbano. Yo, necesito sulfuric acido. Gracias.
Don't we pretty much gentrify everywhere we go though?
Yes.
Like that's why it's a McDonald's.
well,
and
gay
all that
people
shit
do.
places.
Hi
Gay
ho.
people do.
Hi ho. Out with the gays we go to buy a house and rent a.
You know?
Thought I had something, but I can't make one rhyme.
Holy shit, man!
Third degree.
What do you feel about murder?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah,
On
Yeah.
humans?
yeah, yeah.
Do you have views
It
on
depends.
murder?
I need to know the context, like a good joke, you know. But
Okay.
if it's animals, I don't see any problem with that.
We're killing animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real loose on that too.
I love it. But
Like,
the
for
best
real?
thing
Pretty
to
sure
do,
he's loose on people as well. There's
like people go hunting and you just kill animals you eat. But the funnest thing about hunting is shooting the other animals.
really okay. So that you dig that.
Oh, love it.
You dig. You just like
Dove hunting, you're just waiting for dove all day, but like 30 Chi-Chis think they're invincible and just acting like assholes 20 feet away from you.
I've been hunting one time and it was dove, and we nothing got killed.
Wait, hold on,
Yeah.
what?
Then you've never been hunting. You sat in a field.
We killed this one dove came over,
Wait.
and we
You know
basically
what?
all
That's-
shot
that's-
it.
That's attempted murder.
Listen,
different
we had to find this motherfucker with a metal detector. Like, he was so full of birdshot. There was no meat left.
Yeah.
There was no. You
I
got
have a question.
Go ahead.
Are we talking doves like at a wedding? Like the shit that's on soapboxes doves? What the fuck doves? Because I've never heard a dove hunt.
They're like they are. It's the same bird.
It's pretty much the same.
If
bird,
that
yeah.
were legal, though, that'd be like baiting a field, which is illegal, because hunters would just
Oh, yeah, I
like wake
heard
up
you
like,
can.
"Oop,
What?
we got the Johnson wedding this afternoon. I'm gonna go camp out back.
No, but that's what I meant. Like those type of.
They are. They're
those
they're like
birds?
tannish brown.
Yeah,
They're not white?
They're not
No.
white. It's a different type of
Yeah,
dove,
not
but-
not like a Prince video
There-
What
or
the
a
fuck
magic
is
show.
What's
like
the use of hunting? What y'all hunt?
There's
then?
mourning dove and ringneck
Oh,
dove,
man,
and those
here
are the
we go
ones
with
you
this
hunt.
bullshit.
yeah. He made.
Not bullshit, scientific fact.
Dove is a dove. You know what I mean?
But it's not a pigeon.
It should just be white dove and then
That's it.
Something else.
and then regular doves.
Right, as opposed to people who got all this variety. Doves got to be.
No, you don't shoot.
Literally
you don't shoot
pigeonholed.
the white ones. You shoot.
I know.
You shoot
Yeah, that's what
the
I'm
browner
noticing.
ones
Exactly.
with the neck jewelry.
I
No,
apologize.
they have ring necks.
Yeah.
It's an actual joke.
I tried to put pigeonholed over you. We both had very good lines, and that was very horribly wrong of us.
No, but no.
should've laid
That
back.
means police brutality is like natural.
That's
Like you just. I'm just saying. Y'all don't shoot the white ones.
because they're not naturally occurring.
Yeah.
They're perfect, and you can only get them in other places.
The doves.
They're known
Am
as.
I lost? What happened?
I'm
It's
bumping
also known as the European Protestant dove.
yeah.
I figured you would learn
No,
this
it's
and then
not. I'm
immediately
kidding.
adapt the position of like, I love hunting. It's racist.
You know, you know how like there's more than one kind of cat.
What? Like a meerkat.
but I mean like a tiger
Mule cat?
or a
Mere.
Oh.
no.
In fact,
No.
In fact, nothing. Any those are
There's
those
not a
are
meerkat.
different
There's
animals.
not a cat.
No.
Catfish.
That's a caterpillar. You
What you mean
Those
meerkat?
big
not
orange
a cat?
bulldozers.
cat of nine tails.
What do you mean a meerkat's not a cat? I've heard that phrase.
Right,
so
but a
it's-
meerkat's like
more
a
like
prairie
a
dog,
weasel.
weaselly prairie
Yeah.
dog. They sit up like this.
And prairie dogs aren't dogs.
Yes, a meerkat is like a prairie dog,
Which is
It's like
like
a
raccoon.
desert fish. You know, or
So it is a cat. Y'all just fucking with me, right?
No.
No, it's not a cat.
it's like a weasel.
yeah, it's more like a weasel.
All right, all right.
It's more like a mere
gonna
weasel,
sit here
if
and
you
learn.
will.
What-
Meerkat. It's spelled with a K. MEERKAT.
The correct way. I got it.
Yes.
It's like a cat with pride.
This is
It's a cat with a K.
we're no meerkats. It's so
And
no,
the
it's
mere will
not a
inherit
cat.
the earth.
But
I
I
got
mean, like,
you.
there's different kinds of cats. Like there are tabby cats, and there are ocelots, and there are tigers, and there are bobcats.
So you named 3 cats.
Wild
I've never
cats.
heard of in my life.
Which
Never
which
heard
one?
of you've heard of a
Ocelot.
bobcat.
Okay. All right.
Ocelot, yeah.
The fuck is that? It's
I
sounds like a
keep wanting to
geometry
be like
problem.
slight, like
A lynx.
a mancoon.
Heard of a
cat.
lynx?
You know, like just play that line. You know what a mancoon is? It's a type of cat.
That sounds very black.
I know. I'm now realizing how racist all of these animals and their rules are.
Is it a black cat? A mancoon?
I don't know.
Or is it just a really domesticated cat?
It's like a 50-pound cat.
like a cat that gets chores done. Is it one of
Fuck you.
What's it called? A man cat?
A
What?
Mancoon.
Mancoon?
God damn.
I'm not familiar with the mancoon.
It's like
Yeah.
a 50-pound cat. They're
Yeah.
giant.
Damn. Why do you know this?
Because I saw one once, and you don't forget that.
Oh, you like kind of traveled and shit. You one of those
No, it was
people?
like a white lady's house.
Where the fuck you at where you saw a mancoon?
Like a 50-pound cat.
Yeah.
Sounds
There's-
like a myth.
What? Yes, that's
right?
something from a Sherlock Holmes story.
Yeah.
Maine Coon. Sorry.
Oh, Maine
my
Coon.
God. That is fucking hilarious.
Is that big of a difference?
Man, because mancoons sounded like a hero slave. Like you're the legend of the mancoon.
That's like a
This is playing with God.
Jesus
If you
fucking
own one
Christ,
of these,
that's a huge cat.
you're asking to be.
Whoa, you
Yeah.
have not been. That's not a real thing.
Yeah.
No,
my God.
that is not.
Okay.
That is
Scroll through
not-
the rest of Google Images.
And none of that is
Look at these
photoshopped.
things.
right.
Wow.
No,
That's not it. That's a
no, that's
yeah.
a. I know what that is. That's a snow leopard.
Yeah.
Man, what?
A
Yeah.
Maine
You
Coon.
know
That
what?
is absolutely bullshit. Look at me right now.
You know what?
is the-
That does sound. Mancoon does sound like a superhero in the Civil War.
no, that was Coon Man.
Coon Man.
Let me see.
Mancoon.
No, those are
Every
not.
every person that owns one is a girl that used to be hot.
Oh, that's funny.
You're 100% right.
me
There's
see.
no way those are real. Those are so
I
photoshopped.
don't know how much more evidence I can. I will.
You- but
I'm gonna go get a Maine Coon for the next episode.
Yes.
Oh,
You-
Maine, like the state of Maine.
Yes.
I will be
Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah.
That's so.
Coming in
But
this-
you've physically seen one with your eyes,
Yeah. House on the west side of Houston.
and it's like 50
They're
pounds.
house cats. You
Just-
can't let them outside.
Just so you
Well,
know,
but I know
They'll
because
kill someone.
the neighbor's baby.
this is the whitest shit about you. Just so you know,
Trust
that
me,
you've seen a
it's
Maine
not.
Coon.
It's not at all the
It's
whitest
not at
thing
all?
about me.
It's the
And
whitest thing
I'm
he'll
sorry
show you.
You're not going to learn the whitest thing. About me.
I already
I'll
know.
keep revealing. No, you don't.
Your hands are very sweaty. That's the whitest shit about
That
you.
could be because I don't know if that's a white thing.
That is a very white thing. I don't know. I can name 3 niggas with sweaty hands. Ben Carson's one.
Does it count if the rest of me is also just sweaty?
All right, we got to take a break. We're coming back. Rob Mungle, Trey
No.
Tutson, Dale Cheeseman, who is yet to name the studio on this episode. We're coming back
Shit.
on the Whiskey Brothers podcast.
Are you new to the Whiskey Brothers? Then check out the legendary first 400 episodes. Access the archives at praisewhiskey.com.
I can't. This is All right. If you're part of our Patreon, you saw that live. This episode has been uninterrupted, including I don't even know how many minutes of bonus footage. From between segments, you can join our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Whiskey Brothers. You can contribute as much as a bottle. You can name the studio which
yeah.
I think is cool. We have gone past Banco Popular. We have moved into nicer digs. We like it here, yet it is unnamed as of this week.
You got a name for it?
Man, shit. I don't know.
It's the out of man shit. I don't know studio.
I don't know if I can hit that every single time.
Guys, if I may, there's been a lot of controversy in the last week or so. I've heard from different comics concerning comedy special that's on the Netflix right now, and I just want to go on the record if I could. Do you mind?
Okay.
It was awful. It was horrible. It was not funny. If you want to call that comedy, that's your own business. But that is not the definition of comedy as I knew it and as I had it growing up. When I would see a comedy special, you would hope it was funny. It wasn't divisive.
But it's a new world,
Strong.
Ron.
It's and this what I saw on Netflix last week was as a violation of my art as I've ever seen. If you haven't watched it, avoid Steve Martin and Martin Shorts tonight.
Jesus
We'll forget for the rest.
Definition money grab.
So
Awful.
bad and such a fucking disappointment.
I thought you were talking about The Handmaid's Tale. And
Yeah.
I just was.
Wait,
Have you seen it?
No,
Have you seen it?
I watched a little piece of Australian trash for an hour. Have you seen Jim Jeffries' new special? Lazy Trump writing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kangaroo Jack.
That's a classic, and you will not besmirch the name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kangaroo Jack?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Was that the second one? With
I watched this angry lesbian go on for I don't know how long
Yeah.
before I realized it was just replays of Clinton's concession speech from last year. And then,
Oh shit!
See, that was ham-handed.
I saw the opportunity. I didn't have
Yeah.
the punchline, and I walked out onto the ledge anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck all of you.
Hey, you walk out, I'll push you, buddy.
Is she even a real lesbian?
You are
though?
blowing. You.
Hillary, depends on how you vote.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ham-handed Australian bitch. Is she a real lesbian? She had
What are you talking about?
She had on a suit.
Who?
We're talking about the awful Australian trash.
Jim Jeffries?
Jim Jeffries.
What are you talking
Jim
about,
Jeffries
Trey?
is not a
I was talking
lesbian.
about something terrible that.
What are
I
you
was
talking about?
I don't know. It was just something bad that was on Netflix.
What?
It was Australian trash.
What?
Oh,
And y'all said she was a lesbian.
Who?
And I was
Who?
wondering
Jim
if she was
Jeffries?
a real lesbian because she had on a suit.
Are you talking about Arj Barker? He's not Australian. He,
He just
got
does,
big over
does
there.
well there.
I don't know
Yeah.
names.
He has a pretty face.
Patton Oswalt too.
I don't know names. I just know
Patton
horrible
Oswalt's
accents.
not a lesbian.
Patton
Yeah.
Oswalt.
Not a lesbian.
What are you talking about?
I don't. Shit. Let's just drink.
Have you ever been to Patton Oswalt Disney World?
No. What?
Trey, let me explain to you what just happened here.
Yeah, y'all fucked me up.
I'm saying
Look, here's
avoid Steve Martin and Martin Shorts.
here's what's happening.
Now they are dressed like lesbians in the course of their performance.
None of us. Here's the thing. There was an artistic endeavor
Yeah.
by an artistic performance that none of us happen to agree with, but because of our standings in the community,
Yeah.
we can't really speak on. We can't just come out and say that whole Men at Work album sucked. We
got
can't do that.
Because we all know it had its moments.
Yeah.
Right. So we keep
there
our
were
mouths
parts
shut.
of the Men at Work album that are funny.
and we
Still
play-
relevant to this day.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So what we do is we all come up with like a little different Australian or lesbian thing that we can talk about that
I
makes
got
you
that part.
right.
I was talking about the lesbian business. I don't think you a real lesbian if you got on a suit.
Subtlety died, episode
let it- why-
588.
Why you trying to be a guy? You're supposed to be better at getting pussy. Why you trying to dress like me to get pussy?
Now, in their defense, I've never seen you in a suit.
Let's go.
Greg.
Just like a regular bitch and get her. You dress like the dude. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they asked that question 5 minutes after they invented lesbians.
Bitch, why you got on a tie? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Swell a skirt and get it.
Your face.
We were doing so good. We could have gone forever. No one had even touched on Crocodile Dundee.
I know, it was late. I was waiting.
There were so many things.
So I kicked it back into the middle. And
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I don't know enough Australian shit, nigga. I know
No, you're right. After watching it, it kind of ruined jokes for me, too.
I only know the flag.
we had so many options. Where you go, this dude-looking thing in a vest.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm a fan of Ellen. I really am. I think she does great work. She's funny, poignant, and gives money to people who need it. And I think that's...
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Ellen. Yeah.
Yeah, Ellen's dope, man.
Yeah.
She just pull out them silent pieces. It's just great.
No, wait, what?
Because of the... Fuck it.
Salad pieces?
Silent!
Okay, I'm out.
Never mind. They'll help Rob.
I'm distracted. I can't get it out of my mind. Just the passion and the drama and the build-up to the climactic ending and Gadsby. You got Leonardo DiCaprio hit it. He was a great Gatsby.
He was. It was. The overall, I think it was a little ham-handed. Yeah. But that said, I saw that coming.
That's
So
my
anyway,
favorite
don't watch
word.
the special.
Yeah. Stay away from Martin Short and Steve Martin's.
Steve Martin's. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta stay away.
You got to stay away from that.
Chris Rock's tambourine.
And
You gotta stay away
the
from all
part
that
where
shit.
Steve Martin discusses his rape is really awful. It's not funny and not poignant.
Yeah. That's fucking funny.
It's something with a banjo.
Yeah. He says he's born standing up next to a predator. That's what it is.
It just starts the same way as The Jerk, but he's just like, I was raped in a poor black college dorm. And then just goes off from there.
Yeah.
I think I took one too many steps after that ledge.
Oh, shit, man.
All right, we were going somewhere, and we weirdly get derailed every episode, and I love it. What were you?
Fuck, we had a point. What was
no, we did it.
Oh, he doesn't know what Caesar's Augustus was or some shit like that.
Let's
Yeah,
not do
I never-
another segment of what doesn't he know.
Well, I didn't.
I could fill up hours.
What was we talking about? We were talking about Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
And then you
Yesterday.
and then
Well,
here's
we were
what here's
talking
I
about
don't-
Julius
Dale.
Caesar.
Here's what happened. We recorded an episode with Mike McRae that will air Friday yesterday.
Oh, right.
So afterwards, Trey and I are having a cool conversation. Rob has left. Mike has gone about his way. Trey and I are just talking about a bunch of different things. And somewhere in there, I make a comment. Something I use a reference to Julius Caesar or whatever. And he goes, "Stop." And I go, "What?" He's like, "I don't get it." And I was about to explain
No, that's
Julius
not what
Caesar. And then he goes, correct me if
Okay.
I'm wrong. He goes, "I don't believe in Rome." Or something.
Yeah, well, I was like, I don't believe it. No, you said, no, this is what it was. You was showing me the buildings that was made out of, like, sand or some shit. I don't know. You know what I mean?
The pyramids.
Them ashy-ass buildings that they be showing. Look
Yes.
real dry and
The
sandy.
pyramids.
No. It was,
Some Roman ruins, too.
Oh.
No, not the pyramids.
Yeah,
I know
the
what that
Roman
is.
ruins.
That's the triangle-looking shit.
The ones that look like a pyramid.
The Roman ruins.
Yeah,
Why
that
are you
shit.
yo mama battling the pyramid?
Bunch of sad-looking motherfuckers.
The triangle shit.
Dusty ass buildings.
look like my grandpa's elbow.
I wasn't talking about the
I
pyramid.
just see you just walking down the streets of Cairo, like you don't even know where you are. You see him like, this motherfucker. And you just yell at a building for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, go on, cry. Go cry home to your mom. And then you walk away feeling like you won an argument against literally a brick wall.
All right, so he was showing me those buildings or whatever, and I was like, "This been around for a while." And you said over 2,000 years, and then you brought up Caesar, and I was like, "Bro, I'll be honest, I don't believe in none of that. All that shit is a myth to me. I don't know if that's real." I was like, "Oh, when I hear about all that shit, like Caesar and all those people, that shit is just like Shaft to me. Like there's no difference. Shaft may be real, maybe not. I don't know." You know, Caesar just seems like it's based on a true story, but we don't really quite know. Like,
They will fucking tell you at the beginning or end of every episode if it is.
yeah,
I'm
what
done
is
with
he?
it. I'm done with the it's a crazy I don't know this or believe in this. Like, apparently at some point you have to leave the child behind. Sorry, George Bush. Sorry. I'm done. I'm fucking done answering your third grade questions. Was history real? Go fuck yourself, dude. This isn't an argument you can have.
No, fuck
you
that.
either do or do not know.
No, fuck that. Where his shit?
It's all over.
Everywhere.
No, nigga.
It's all over Europe.
I'm pretty sure we have some here in Houston.
Bro, even in black churches, they got Martin Luther King fans. I've never seen shit. I've never seen shit with Caesar on it. Maybe Caesar's Palace.
But I went.
I got to tell you, Caesar's Palace has nothing to do with ancient Rome.
Oh, see?
But
you got me, Trey.
Trey, but I've been to no. This is your fight. I've been to Rome and I've seen the ruins and I've seen the history.
You mean you got in a tube for 8 hours and they let you out and you thought you flew, you fucking idiot? Was it flapping? Was your seat flapping?
Oh, boy.
I've been waiting for this for like 30 episodes.
Sometimes you do
I
have
just
to
want
leave
to
the
pour a
child
shot.
behind. Yeah.
Some children left behind. I appreciate your platform. That's a couple.
was a mistake.
Hey, Trey, what are your views on the net?
What happened? No, I want to get to the Caesar shit. Is it a thing or is it not?
Make
It's
it
a
interesting. I'm fucking tuning out.
It's a thing, Trey.
You don't believe he was real?
No, nigga.
Okay, got it. Got it.
That was only my third time hearing about him yesterday. Get the fuck out of here, Dale. You one of those motherfuckers, you know a little bit of shit, and then you shit on people that don't know the shit you know.
That's
Fuck
how
you.
life works.
Fuck you. You don't know
That's
that
how
much.
life works. The people who don't know shit get shat on by the ones slightly above
Fuck
them.
out of here. I've never
I
seen...
get shat on by people who are like finishing their college degrees. They get shat on by doctors.
Yeah.
And then I guess
Astronauts and presidents or something.
Because I don't know. Because I don't know about a nigga from 2,000 years ago. They got people that don't believe in a nigga that might have existed 2,000
there's
years
one
ago.
person. There's one person that
Fuck outta
doesn't
here.
believe in him.
Get the fuck out of here, Dale. He ain't real.
He's
Open
real.
up the window. I'm gonna scream outside. Do you know who Caesar is?
Fuck out.
No, I'm fucking not, because I'm not getting sucked in again.
You cannot school me on nothing.
No one can.
No, because you don't even wear
Because
clean
you don't know what schooling is.
You don't even wear clean shoes, nigga. That tell me all I need to know about you. You don't care about information that well. Your shoes is dirty.
Oh, God damn, that's funny. That's
They
funny.
got dirty shoes trying to educate me. I don't trust that teacher.
You are a bitchy girlfriend when you argue.
Man, you need to
Trying to tell me something. Oh, you dumbass shoes.
that says a lot.
I'd make fun of your glasses, but
Make
they're the
fun of 'em.
see-through kind, so I can see your eyes. I'm gonna go with that. You have two lazy eyes.
Yes, I do, Dale. I know this. You know what I don't know? Fucking Caesar.
No,
don't know.
I'm saying that's a good thing because you look as dumb as you are.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm smarter than you. I know when to go buy new shoes. nigga. Sitting in this bitch is like, well, they're not worn out. They're not talking yet. Motherfuckers. Nigga, you like you walk to freedom in them goddamn shoes, nigga. You got more black history than me. There's black history on your shoes.
I gotta end this episode.
Sponsored by 12 Years a Slave.
I'm not gonna
Your
lie.
fucking shoes.
These are the fault of black people that I'm
Fucking
wearing.
awful. And you're like, well, they're Nikes. Your shit's so dirty you can barely see the check. Nick, what? Nick, what, you want to talk about my
No,
shit?
because it's not an argument.
I'd rather look fly than be educated.
That's not a bad point.
I think he's
Yeah.
answered it. We have to go.
Oh, so I win, and the nigga ain't real. Fuck out of here. I'm dropping the mic.
Everyone, I want to wish y'all good luck in the future. It was a lot of fun doing these episodes with you. I'm still going to do them for a while, but it used to be a lot of fun.
I know. I'm with you, buddy.
And I no longer want the tracksuit. If we could just get GED night classes.
You'll find us more on another episode of the Whiskey Brothers podcast.
They don't want no problem. Nah.
Music provided by
Scarface.
Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.